Welcome to Off Grid Victory. So today I want to talk to you about some of the work I've been doing this morning. So as you can see, I've been splitting wood. Before I talk to you about those concepts, let me talk back about this guy right here. So my log splitter here, it's the county line version, the 25-ton. It's made by, well, at least sold by Tractor Supply Co. It's probably made by like MTB or something. But at any rate, it has this Kohler engine. But what I wanted to talk to you about first was the price of this thing. So I bought this maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. And it was on sale, blah, blah, blah. And it ended up costing $7.99, or let's just say $800, right? Now, I went to TSC the other day and I was looking at the same exact 25-ton log splitter, and they jumped the price to $1,300, $1,299, and I was just shocked. And I know there's inflation, and I know people are trying to cover it up. Of course, the politicians want to go to war to kind of divert us from our attention that this economy is in the crapper, right? And that inflation, our dollar is worth nothing these days. So that's a humongous inflation rate on something that people need here in the country, which is something like this, a log splitter. But anyway, enough of that rant. Let's go on with the actual video. So the video is about this. So what I have here is two piles of wood, this pile and that pile right there. This pile is the good wood, so it doesn't have any of the debris, dirt, insects, damage like that. So there's that pile, and this pile is kind of like the junkier stuff, right? And so what happened was I had a down tree, and most of it, in fact, most of all of it was pretty dry. So I can just immediately use this as firewood if I wanted to. Now, I do have plenty of firewood laid back for winter, but so I won't have to utilize this. I'm going to save that stuff. But what I do want to do is use this stuff, and that's the bad stuff. And so this is the strategy I employ, and this is what I think you should do off-grid as well. So when burning wood, using fuel like this, right, you don't want to waste anything. And so inevitably you're going to get pieces of wood that's damaged by insects. Some of it like this, literally it's turning into dirt, right? Like here, you can see that's dirt at this point. And you get larvae of insects, beetles, ants, all sorts of stuff. And so, yeah, you can throw that away by, I guess, putting it back into the woods, letting it decompose. What you could do is even, put more dirt on top of it and make it into kind of a mulch and use it for soil later. You can do a lot of things with it. So nothing goes to waste here. But you can also do what it's, originally intended for. You can burn it. So this wood, like I said, was completely dead, completely dry. So we could burn it just like this. And in terms of the moisture, it's basically just superficial right there at the top, but the rest of it is good. And so yes, utilize it. And here, I'll show you something. The dead insect right there, and you can see all of that damage by termites and beetles and whatnot. So yeah, this is the stuff. What you want to do is this. So what I recommend you do. So things like this, that's very heavily damaged, you can still burn, it's still dry, it's usable. I would burn this during the day. So I have a Yodel stove, a couple of them, and it can fit 24-inch logs. But like you get weird looking pieces like this, or this, gnarly pieces like this, literally gnarls, from branches, and damaged pieces like this. You want to burn that during the day. And what you want to do is save the good stuff like this and save that for the night. Now you might, it does get pretty cold here once in a while, and so you might have to reload your fire stove, right, or your wood stove. And so in that case, you want to use the good stuff at night. You don't want to fumble around with it in the middle of the night, right? Like you just want to stick it in there and be good and go back to sleep. And so, yeah, you don't want to mess with this junky stuff where, you maybe have to clean up after the fact. You may have to work with, logs that are kind of odd shape, like these, like that are bent. partial pieces like this, like that, and of course, yeah, dealing with insects and stuff like that. So yeah, you don't want to deal with that at night. You want to go to sleep or right afterwards, right? So burn this junky stuff during the day and then burn the good stuff at night. So that's my recommendation, right? Alrighty guys, shalom.